Hello everyone. So today we're going to be talking about a character. We want to give it an asterisk before we begin. We may or may not agree with the DC writer's political or societal viewpoints, and they don't really reflect our opinion alone, and we're making this video for a subscriber who politely asked for a review on this character many moons ago. With that said, let's talk about one of the wonderfully weirdest and possibly one of the most powerful characters DC may have ever created, named Danny the Street. Now, Danny is published from DC Comics, and his first appearance is Doom Patrol 35 of August 1991. And this character was created by Grant Morrison and Richard Case. Now, Danny is a sentient street who is able to place himself anywhere around the world as an intangible form, who then forms a small town or other normally inanimate objects. Danny lets the people tossed out by society have a place to rest, and has long served as a home for those considered strange or outcast. Now, Morrison's character is described as a transvestite male. However, being just a street filled with macho establishments like gun shops, hardware stores, and even an Army-Navy store. However, elaborately decorated with frills, flowers, and fairy lights. Danny usually communicates through text on signs in a camp-style lingo. Now, Danny's flamboyant personality and cross-dressing is evidenced when he lines his street with typically masculine stores decorated with frilly pink curtains and lace. Danny forms a way of communication by altering his form. For example, he communicates with signs in his windows, messages on typewriters, and with letters formed from manhole vapor or even broken glass shards. Danny speaks English heavily flavored with Polari, which is an antiquated form of slang spoken among some British subcultures. Danny is normally very kind and pretty slow to anger. However, if angered, he can even the score by manipulating the environment around him. Now, Danny first came in contact with the Doom Patrol when he was attacked by Darren Jones and the men from Nowhere for being abnormal. The struggle took Danny to downtown New York, where the Doom Patrol investigated the disturbance. They tried hard to protect Danny, but it was the members of Danny the Street's cabaret who defeated Jones. The Doom Patrol then decided to move into Danny and used him as their headquarters. He was later kidnapped by Mr. Nobody and the Brotherhood of Dada. The Brotherhood of Dada was basically an absolutely absurd group, a team created by Mr. Nobody after he was denied membership of the Brotherhood of Evil. Now, they simply wanted him to take them somewhere else, and he just happily complied. Danny, obliviously, thought the Brotherhood of Dada was perfectly fine. Now, eventually, Danny the Street left the entire DC universe and inhabited an alternate Earth, pledging to protect and nurture all dimensions that he could. He then became Danny the World. Later, former Doom Patrol member Crazy Jane became a resident of Danny the World. Now, Danny was almost completely destroyed in Doom Patrol Comic Volume 5, Number 7 by Mr. Somebody Enterprises. Crazy Jane managed to escape to Oolong Island, carrying with her a brick taken from one of Danny's buildings, which contained Danny's sentience and essence, thereby making him Danny the Brick. Now, during the crossover event, The Culling, Danny is presumed dead. Now, they later find out that he isn't dead and is on a mysterious island with them, but he later dies because of the strain of returning the rest of the group to civilization. It was later stated that he survived as Danny the Alley. Now, Danny shows up in the DC Rebirth in the Gerald's Way iteration of the Doom Patrol. It is revealed that Danny has reverted to Danny the Brick, and is now only able to make words appear on his surface. Now, Danny the Brick tours the universe, carried by Crazy Jane. The two then meet a man named D, who uses Danny to kill a god. Now, after this, Danny is able to become Danny the World. However, he does not pick up Outcast, but instead creates his own citizens. Upon Danny becoming strong enough to create an otherworldly amusement park called Dannyland, Danny manifests a comic book character he names Casey, quote, Space Case Brink from Danny Comics into the DC reality to see what she would be like on Earth. Danny later contacts Casey because the Vectra are hunting him, and the Vectra are an evil alien race that wants to use Danny to make meat for fast food restaurants and wants her to reassemble the Doom Patrol. Now, he contacts Space Case by becoming Danny the Ambulance. Casey and the Doom Patrol save Danny the world and defeat Vectra. Shortly after, Danny becomes a member of the new Doom Patrol team. Now, as far as powers and abilities go with Danny the Street, or Danny the World, or Danny Land, Danny is a sentient street who can place himself anywhere around the world. He has the ability to teleport by integrating into a city's geography. Roads and buildings simply make room for him. He does this mostly at night when no one is looking. Now, Danny travels the globe and sometimes even beyond, seeking out people in need of shelter. So it is possible to turn around a corner on the way to work and find yourself going down Danny's roadway. Danny once teleported into the city under the Pentagon and can teleport into the wilderness or anywhere else on Earth that he would like. While Danny is acting as Danny the Ambulance, he still can run the ever-growing Danny the World. Now, Danny the Street is a living pocket dimension that can incorporate more and more space as he gains more residents. He can create any conceivable thing, living or inanimate, as long as he has the strength to do so. Now, being able to use molecular reconstruction, Danny can reconstitute himself in an innumerable amount of ways, creating shops or signs to communicate with, or building entire structures and homes for his friends. Anyway, this is what we know on Danny the Street, Danny Land, Danny the Ambulance, Danny the World. And we honestly think that this character may be another one of those immortal type characters. Exactly how do you get rid of Danny the Street? How do you get rid of Danny the Brick? We don't really think it's quite possible. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful night, a good morning, a good day, whichever. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really do appreciate that around here. Also, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think of this video, or write down a character that you would like us to make a video on in this channel, and we'll try to make it happen. As always, Excelsior.